Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're taking a look at everything we know about God of War Ragnarok.
Well, some of them. Finally,
after all of this time waiting, the gates to Valhalla, Sony Santa Monica, have blessed us with more information regarding Kratos' next outing. What are you most excited for about this sequel? Let us know in the comments below.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
It's the end of the world. Again.
And what if the only way to do that is war?
When we last left off, Kratos and his son had finally made it to Jotunheim and spread his wife's ashes. After returning home, Mimir mentions the long and cold Fimbulwinter before a raging storm arrives. Outside of their home stands a not-so-mysterious figure donning a cloak and an all-too-familiar hammer. Ragnarok picks up sometime after the encounter, where Atreus is now a teenager, and Kratos is, well, still dad of a boy. Not only will they have to take on Thor, but Freya is still out there, plotting her revenge for her son's death. As for the king of the gods, Odin, well, we'll get to him in a little bit.
Are you a calm and reasonable person?
Notable names.
My story doesn't end hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
As one would expect, Christopher Judge and Sonny Soljic will be reprising their roles as Kratos and Atreus respectively. Mimir, Brock, Sindri, and Freya will also be voiced by the same actors from the previous game.
And if those answers lead to war with Asgard?
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
Thor, on the other hand, will be played by Ryan Hurst, who folks may remember from the critically acclaimed FX series Sons of Anarchy and Universal's TV series Bates Motel. Famed voice actor and YouTuber Sungwon Cho will be playing a squirrel named Ratatoskr. And speaking of YouTubers, Alana Pierce, known for her work across gaming media, is also one of the writers on the team, having joined Sony Santa Monica back in late 2020. So rest assured, Ragnarok is going to be one Helheim of a finale. Recycled assets.
Well, I recognize that dour expression anywhere.
One topic that has been floating around and causing discourse is the similarities between, boat animations. Folks, this is nothing to be alarmed about. Recycled assets is quite a common practice across game development, and this is done to save developers time and keep the budget from overinflating.
Come in. What in all yarns be the happen to him?
As a bonus, this also helps get the game out somewhat quicker than it would if they had to rebuild everything from the ground up yet again. The only differences one may notice are small things like tighter animations, controls, and spruced up visuals. To see Sony Santa Monica employ this same practice is actually relieving, as it reduces a bit of the load on their already hectic schedules. Plus, come on guys, there's more important things to worry about than recycled boat animations. Come on.
Well, brothers, I've been to many strange places, but this will be a new one.
Yeah.
Tyr.
Tyr!
One prediction that has been floating around since the previous game was that Kratos was also a Norse figure known as Tyr. This theory was bolstered by a mural in the game that depicted Tyr as a traveler between worlds, those worlds being the Greek, Norse, Egyptian, and Mayan pantheons. As we saw in the trailer, Kratos and Tyr appear to be two separate individuals. Given their different heights and appearances, it's safe to assume that the Kratos is Tyr theory has most likely been debunked now. Either that, or there's some weird Back to the Future stuff happening here and Kratos is just looking at a future version of himself. But what are the odds of that actually being the case?
What'd you find?
Enough distraction. Do not forget why we are here.
They know.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
No!
Those who played the previous game will remember the 50-something ravens Kratos needed to find. Now, was it just us, or did something about those ravens' locations feel a bit odd? One can presume that Odin had been using these ravens to keep a close eye on Kratos, not just Atreus, and there's evidence that the Nordic gods know very well of Kratos' past from start to finish.
And right under Odin's nose, ho ho ho!
Thor even hints at their knowledge in the trailer, asking the Ghost of Sparta if he is as much a calm and reasonable man as he appears to be. We all know that isn't the case, of course, and after seeing how easily Baldur was able to provoke Kratos, it seems Ragnarok will force Kratos to reveal all to his son.
I think Daddy Dearest was not the only dark deed done, boy.
The cycle ends here. Must be better than this.
Different director, familiar face. 2018's God of War propelled its director Cory Barlog into a celebrity-like status within industry and media circles, and because of that kind of fame, many of us expected Barlog to helm Ragnarok. After all, whenever we've heard about the game specifically, we've heard it from him. However, that is no longer the case.
All yarns be the happen to him.
We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people.
Instead, Evan Williams is serving as the game's creative director. And in case you aren't super deep into games media, Williams is not a new face to the franchise, as he has worked on God of War since the very first game back in 2005. So Kratos and Atreus are in good hands. As for Barlog, he is supposedly not in any directorial role currently at Sony Santa Monica. According to him, SSM operates in a way where the director's chair is always rotating, Barlog being the only one to take the mantle more than once. So that mysterious open-world fantasy game is being led by somebody else at the studio. Who could it possibly be?
Well, some of them.
Cross-gen.
Ready. Come.
With the PlayStation 5 now out to the public, in some way, shape, or form, folks were expecting to see God of War be one of the many franchises to lead PlayStation fans into the new generation. Unfortunately, this is no longer the case. In June 2021, it was announced that a few upcoming titles were being turned into cross-gen titles, meaning they will release on PlayStation 5 as well as PlayStation 4. Those titles were Gran Turismo, Horizon Forbidden West, and of course, God of War Ragnarok.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
Because of this, folks are rightfully concerned about Ragnarok not taking full advantage of the PS5's hardware, specifically because the game is also being developed for PS4. While there is a chance that we'll have to see those same old loading tricks, like riding elevators or shimmying between ledges and cracks, nothing has really been said on the matter, nor has there been a glimpse of it. So, only time will tell.
Would this help?
We'll have to savor it.
What do you think?
It looked weirder than any board I've ever seen.
Get after it then.
If you were expecting there to be a Norse trilogy in the same manner we got the Greek trilogy, well, you might be a tad disappointed. Ragnarok will be the final entry in the Norse storyline, but there is a reason for this. A couple of weeks after the game's reveal, Barlog explained that the team didn't want to spend 15 years working on a trilogy. The math adds up too, as 2018's God of War spent 5 long years in development.
That's us! The first time we met the world serpent.
In the end, the team found ways to wrap up the story in a better way that'll allow them to deliver a quality story while moving on to something different. That being said, it'll be quite some time before we see Kratos again once Ragnarok is out. Perhaps this will give another one of Sony's studios, like Days Gone developer Ben Studio, a chance to continue the tale of the Ghost of Sparta with a different mythological theme. Please be Egypt. Please! I want to see Kratos going after Ra and Anubis. That'd be awesome.
This path you walk. Vengeance. You will find no peace. I know.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.